I am a legal adult. That should scare most of you.
Yes.
If you know me, that is probably a horrifying thought. But if you know me, you probably already know how hard I work. I've always had a goal-driven mind and a heart to help. I hope that... We were supposed to keep that in your office.
Sorry, you got loose. Sorry.
I hope that I have been a good example. It says pause for laughter. For those who know me. And for those who will come to know me. I feel that life till the end of high school is meant to teach kids the very basics of life. School tries to show us the very basics like time management and problem solving. But those aren't fun to talk about. So I'm going to talk about something much more personal. I want to talk about the examples youth can lead at a young age, the relationships we develop along the way, and the time we spend here in our lives. 1 Timothy 4:12 says, "Let no one despise you for your youth, but set the believers an example in speech, in conduct, in love, in faith, and in purity." Most kids are not bright, to put it a nice way. As I'm sure many of us here can testify, our entire high school, very much including me, will do a lot of stupid things 24/7 when given the chance. But just because kids are ignorant of what's going on and we choose the wrong things most of the time does not mean we are incapable of being a light to shine for others. Timothy tells the youth reading this letter to lead by example. He shows that even though kids are young, we are still capable of love, faith, speech, and purity. We all fall short of what we should do at times, but I've seen all four of these aspects in my peers throughout the years. Duncan is someone I've met in the last 2 years who somehow is one of the hardest working people I've ever met and the laziest. But throughout everything he does, he is always showing his faith. He is loving and caring and horribly generous, and is a wonderful example of a good Samaritan. Shh, don't tell them. McDonald's budget. Emily and Michaela were some of the nicest and kindest people I had ever encountered when I first came here. They were always smiling and were always the first to help. They always made everyone feel like they were included when I first came here, and they were always showing his love and purity. I gotta find where I was. I could go on and on, especially like this side over here, about all the examples I've been surrounded by in my entire life, or high school career. I've known some of you longer. But I hope that... I skipped the line. Oh, I skipped a paragraph. I messed up. Rewind. There we go. I could go on and on about the people I've met through these 4 years, but the point is that I've been surrounded by examples of God throughout my entire high school journey. All the people I have met in high school have helped me to grow and to learn, and I hope that I have been just as good of an example on them as they have me. But what now? Will this speech matter next year? If I'm being fully honest, especially with Miss Holmes, half of you probably already forgot the first half of the speech. So what does my being here at Kings Point do for those who come after me? Will I be remembered as the class clown? Probably. The jock? Maybe. The nerd? Probably. I hope that I will be remembered as a brother, though, to all those, and an example to follow. And I hope that that is the goal for those who continue as I leave high school. To set an example for all in love, in faith, and in purity. So in my original speech, it said, "Now it's time for my forced piano section." But, and yes, Miss Holmes, there is a but, I wanted to end my high school journey on a different note, instead of ending on a note of sass and sarcasm, as I am so wont to do. I wanted to end on a note of gratitude. I have grown so much these 4 years, and it has only been because of the people who have pushed me past my known limits and guided me to new heights. I wanted to thank Miss G and my parents, who can speak, I swear. You all have blessed me and guided me. And even though, Miss G, you are not my parents, this verse that Grammy sent me a week ago reminds me of the blessings I have received these 4 years. Matthew 7:11 says, "And if you, being evil, know how to give good gifts to your children, how much more shall your heavenly Father, who is in heaven, give to those who ask him?" And lastly, I wanted to give a recommendation on how to listen to the song I'm about to play. I'm sure all of you have heard the song at least once, and when most people try to listen to classical music, they will listen for 10 seconds, drift off into thought, and then think about what's for dinner. And while dinner is amazing, so for dinner, I want to show you how to properly listen to classical music. When I play in just a second, I want you to think of a memory that you hold with somebody very special to you, a memory with a lot of emotion, and just hold on to that memory as I play. And now it's time for my forced piano section.